Hello, guys. I hope you're doing well. Today we have Ashish Pandey and a very interesting human being, a very interesting magician from Mumbai. And we are really looking forward to learn a lot, see what he's got to say, look at his experience, and have some really interesting conversation today. So, Ashish, I welcome you to Let's Talk Magic. I hope you're doing well.
Yes, I'm doing good and thank you for calling me here. Thank
You're
you.
welcome, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being so kind. Thank you so much for doing this. And let's get to it. So, Ashish, what is magic for you? How do you see magic?
Yeah, so in my mind always works like this. I don't have one answers. Like I had a lot of answers. So if you ask the scientist inside the innovator, he will say making the impossible possible, making the impossible possible. That is magic. If you ask the artist will say uh, the way you make the connection with the people, the way you connect with the people, either you make them feel happy or either you make them go in a state of amazement, where they suspense their belief. That is magic. And in other art forms, sometime you might have heard people say, if somebody is playing a musical instrument very well, so then they say iske haath mein jadoo hai, like his hands have magic. So they
Interesting.
just mean like he's doing the thing very well. So when a person does a thing very well, that is magic.
Fantastic. So sounds like you're someone who's really into quality stuff, like quality performance. Is that so?
Yeah, I am very I like to, like before I take a like an effect and go into perform, I like to do a lot of practice and maybe do it off camera a lot of times then. But sometimes it's not possible. But when you should always do this, but sometimes it's not possible when like you have challenges like where you are going to perform every day one trick. Then it's a very like a
Yeah,
daunting
I
task.
can already see you with no windows. I can see that muscle memory in your body, like when you're holding up your hand like this. Literally, there are no windows. I can see that already. Like the perfection is part of your body language now. Your fingers are like full power. Like you can't even know what's happening there. So that's really cool. And I so agree to you, man. I feel it is very important to preserve the secrecy of a lot of acts and to have that impact that we're looking forward to. Quality is so super important. How did this journey start? Tell us about your journey with magic. When did it start? How did it start?
Yeah, so like it's a very long story, but I try to make it short. My first magic effect was thought to be was not, you can say it was thought, it was shown to me by my younger brother. So
Oh, okay.
my younger brother is not a magician, but he was the person who showed me the first effect. So then after that I was not very this thing. Then after like when I was in 10th, I saw David Blaine on AXN. I saw David Blaine, and after that I got very much interested into magic.
That's really cool. So your influence has been David Blaine the entire time.
uh, no, like he was the first person who I saw doing magic. Maybe not, because I my brother was the first person who I saw doing magic like in real, but on like really somebody who's very good, I saw David Blaine first. Yeah.
That's really awesome. So I even same here, man. Like I remember, like the when I go back in time, I see the image that comes to my mind is David Blaine and Penn and Teller. So like these are the two guys that I always refer to when I think of magic in early days. Because I started practicing recently, but I got influenced big time with magic when I was young, and I'm like, this is super cool. And ये कैसे किया? And you're like, oh my god, and that blew my mind. Which was your first act as a professional? Do you remember by any chance, or as a magician, which was your first act, and how did you feel when you fooled the other person on the other side?
My so yeah. So as I told you, you mean like the first act which I saw like my brother
No,
showed
like
me,
the
or
one that you performed for someone, like as a magician,
that
like or maybe a professional or semi-professional that time.
it's long back. I don't even remember.
So tell
Yeah,
us
like
one act that you remember, like that you did ages ago, or like initially when you started, and that you remember for sure that it went really well, and you remember that act. Do you remember any kind of show as such or act as such when you started your journey with magician as a magician?
yeah, so I have like when you're a teenager, you do a lot of crazy things. So like I have those kind of memories. So like it's like every human being, like at different ages, he tries to be some kind of a person. So when you're a teenager, you always try to show off more. You want to prove more. So you are more willing to do acts um, like the thread out of the eye, then eating the blades and putting out like Penn and Teller do like the needles. Like I do the blades. So that was the thing like I was doing, but I don't do it now. But unless like there is a requirement, then only I do it. I can do it, but I do it now. Yeah.
I can already see you thinking like मैं क्या कर रहा था ये सब मैं नीडल क्यों नहीं कर रहा था मुझसे और इमेजिन क्यों कर रहा था मैं ये सब yeah, I agree. I
No,
think yeah,
like
that's one age.
yeah, like it's it's like okay, like even at this age, like who are like David Blaine, as you will see, David Blaine, he does like a lot of scary stuff. So that is like that what he wants to do. Like he wants to explore that thing. I am not like into that thing much. So yeah.
So what is Ashish into? What is the kind of magic that Ashish likes or enjoys?
Yeah, so I like to like do all kind of shows. I don't like to restrict myself that I only like to perform for adults or will only like to perform for kids. I feel magic is for everyone. Uh, Age, race, religion, nothing is there. Magic is for, like music. Music is for everyone. So same way, magic is also for everyone. Everyone, rich, poor, everybody should be able to see some good magic. Yeah, that's what I feel.
It's really cool, man. That's a powerful line out there. Magic is for everybody. That makes so much of sense. And so I'm gonna get. Generally, people talk about success on talks. I'm gonna start talking about failure first. Okay. So, which has been your biggest blunder on stage, or when you were performing professionally? Because I am pretty sure all magicians get caught at some point of time or do amazing blunder. I came to know about this magician. उसके pocket से नींबू गिर गया बेचारा, and that was the next reveal. And that lemon was picked up by the client. So, so it's like, do you have such blunder in your career, in your entire path till date?
Yeah, like I don't have like something which is very bad and like which was on stage for like quite a lot of people. I don't have that kind of a blunder. But when I was just starting, maybe 8 years, 10 years back, when I did my one of my first shows, so I was performing for kids and moms. So at that time, uh, so it's for magicians. I was doing something, I was vanishing something, and my TT fell just like that on the ground. And I like it just fell, and I just took it and I just continued with my act. So I was very smart that I did not stop and I say, oh my God, I made a mistake. So this like if you're a beginner magician, you should always keep in mind that when you make a mistake, you don't glorify the mistake. You try to move on fast as you can to what you were doing, to the next effect. So like I don't think anybody saw, because like the half the moms, they were busy like seeing the kid what he's doing, like whether he's watching it properly. Yeah.
A lot of them
So
would have thought this
yeah,
is part of the act. ये चलता है. ये तो
yeah,
part of the
yeah,
act.
yeah. I don't even think, because the lighting was not very bright, I don't even think they saw what fell on the ground, because the thing is so small, they did not even see what happened and what, like they just saw like something fell and he took out and he did that. I don't know.
That's crazy. That actually brings a thought in my mind that you need to know useful things. You need to know enough to escape, because if that one outcome like multi outs. You need to really have multi out solutions available, and that's only gonna come through practice and through knowing more or more options. Consider doing that happening during a magic trick or doing a card trick, for example, and the first card is lost in the deck right now. So how do you convert that? I think it will only come through learning. What do you feel?
Yeah, so it's like the more you perform in any field, the more you like talk to people who have already done it, the more you see stuff, the more you do stuff, the more mature you get and the more ideas come into your mind. So like eh, the more you will see, the more you will learn, the more you experiment, the more you learn. And in my example, like I say that they did not see because after the show nobody came and told me, Arey, I know that thing fell in your ground, I know your secret. So this did nobody told me that, so that is why I take the conclusion that nobody saw it. If somebody after the show would have come and told me, no, no, I saw something fell, so then it's a problem, then there was a problem.
Hmm, hmm,
So
hmm. So that statement brings me to the next question, actually, about hecklers. So how much is your love for hecklers? Have you faced a few in your career, and how do you manage them? I definitely want to talk about this.
yeah, so heckling is, I think, your favorite topic.
I love, for some reason, I love hecklers because they give you such awesome opportunity to show off, man. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, so yeah, I have like all kind of experience with hecklers, but my golden rule is always like ignore hecklers. That's my golden rule. Always ignore hecklers because some of the times you are not at a superior position to do like put them down. You cannot, like, most of the time. So like you just like the more you will see, you will always from the big magicians this will come out. Always ignore the hecklers, the people who don't deserve to see magic. You should not waste your time behind those people. So see, there is a difference between, there is different kind of hecklers. So I'm not saying this statement of all hecklers, like somebody who's really bad, some like if a heckler is really bad, like he doesn't deserve my time. That's what I think. So first ignore a heckler, and then there are like a lot of things you can do depending on the kind of heckler that you would like to do.
Do you remember like one specific incident that has happened to you, uh, and you remember it till date? Any heckler specific incident that had happened to you specifically? Is there anything as such, or there isn't any?
uh, like like I have come across, so I do a lot of close up magic. So when you do close up magic and you're approaching strangers, you're just going, hey, I'm here to spoil you, like I'm here, I have, you have not called me, but I am here to show you some magic. So at that time you're not in a strong position. So like even if they throw some insulting line, you need to take it in the right way and you need to say just okay, thank you, and get out. So like I will I should not share this, but okay, it's good for, so because see, if you are going to do this long, like for a lot of years, you're going to come across some person like this. So this was I will not mention the name of the company because
Right.
then
That's fine. That's completely okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
the whole company becomes bad because of one person.
yeah,
So
yeah.
there was one guy, I think he was like a top manager or somebody very like CEO kind of a person. So it was his like he was supposed to be moving on, like he was leaving the office. So there
All
was a
right.
party for, yeah.
Okay.
So I was called by some lady of that office to perform. So I go to this person and I perform, and I say him pick a card, and he tries to take to. I say no, no, pick a card. So he tries to again like take more cards. So I say, you don't understand English. I'm telling you in English. You don't. I tried. I tried to. I was trying to crack the situation. I was trying to make a joke, but like now he's saying, "Oh my God, how did he tell me?"
Yeah.
So So he took, I think he took it in a wrong way, but at that time he didn't do anything.
Hmm.
So, but he was not letting me do the effect properly. He was, if I
Hmm.
told him take a card, he will throw the card. That's what he was doing.
So he was a
Because
hardcore heckler. So it's crazy. This is
yeah, he
another
was.
level. Yeah.
So because see, it was a party, it was a bar kind of, it was in a bar.
Hmm.
They were
Hmm.
drinking, and then like the person, I show him once, then the lady comes and again, oh, I want you to show him again. Then I go again to show him. Then I was showing to his friend. Then suddenly he says, I'm not here to see your magic, I'm here to talk to my people. And
Oh,
then,
damn. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
very
So
rude, man.
this, yeah, so this will, that's what I'm sharing here, because this will
Hmm.
happen with, because then I say, but I did a smart thing. I said, yeah, you are absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because he's right. He is
Hmm.
there
Hmm.
to talk with his friends, his employees. I said,
Hmm.
you are absolutely right. Thank you. And I just left. I went to another group.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So this kind of stuff, even like bad stuff, than this you can come across in like in, but this can happen in any art form. I don't think it's
True.
only in magic. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man, it can happen. Like, because I've been in music for a long time, and especially as musicians, there have been instances where people come up with requests, and then you can't accommodate a lot of requests, and that pisses them off. And people go
Yeah.
to any limit to put you down, even though there is no personal grudge. But because you said no, then I'm gonna take that revenge in the form of fashion, which is very funny and stupid. But TK, people, funny people are always there, and you have such experiences for sure. Uh, that brings me to another point now, because we get involved working once you start professionally doing magic as as your main thing. What is it generally that we miss out on that doesn't help us grow? Because now the questions that I'm going to ask is for people who are getting into magic, who are planning to get into magic, who are or possibly are new. So with time, as you get occupied, what are the things that are going to come towards you and you need to avoid or you need to be very alert of?
Okay. So this is this is a
That's a trick
pretty
question.
hard question,
It's
but
a trick
yeah.
question. You did not see it coming. Now it is here. I saw. Like what I
Okay. So
realized. What I yeah. Please go ahead.
like this is kind of what I think. I don't know what is the exact question, but I try to. Can you repeat the question one more
Yeah.
time?
So the thing is, for example, if I'm doing 10 shows, like for example, if I'm doing 5 shows a week, I'm really occupied, and I'm doing that for a very long time. Good chances I will not have the opportunity to practice, possibly, or good chances I might not have the opportunity of upgrading my skills or upgrading my act. So because I'm
Okay.
occupied, because I'm traveling, especially when you are heavily into the business and you're getting bookings left, right, and center, which can definitely happen
Yeah.
if you're good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people might miss out on some really crucial elements of a profession, that is practicing, that is upgrading, doing latest stuff, and creating, for example. So does any of that really impact? Because once you get occupied, you really don't have time to think about things like these. What do you feel about it?
Yeah. So like in magic or in any art form, there are niches. Like there are in magic, there are people who like to perform. There are people who just like to invent. There are people who will just like to uh, like see, like just perform for their friends. They don't
Hmm.
want to do it professionally. So
Hmm.
there
Hmm.
are all kinds of people. So you just need to like think like what do you like. So if a person wants to perform a lot, of course he will be not sitting and inventing stuff or like
Hmm.
experimenting much a lot. He will be just like what he has, like 7 8 effects, he will be going around and performing. So his take, his, that's what he wants to do.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it depends on the person, like what he wants to do. Like yeah, if in another way, if you see the question what a person is missing, a person
Hmm.
is might be missing a lot. If he's really busy, he might be missing his family life.
True.
So there is lot to miss. Yeah, there is
Yeah.
lot to miss, because there is, if when you're doing something with lot of passion and lot of hard work, there you miss lot of things. So that is
True.
in any business, any work, you will miss. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that makes a lot of sense because uh, as a musician, when I travel hardcore, because that has been like my core business, and it happens so that for weeks you're not at home, and even if you're at home, you're for a home for a day or two, and then you just change bags and move for the next show. So yeah, that is one thing that one might miss out big time. I would like your advice for beginners of 2 to 3 things that they need to really focus on right now as they're getting into this field. So, what do you suggest? What should one do?
Beginners, so this is like when I was a beginner, I was told this like things which seem to be relevant now, like because uh, we come from an Indian background. So Indian background is always this: you should always try to have a job, right?
Yeah, पढ़ाई करो ताकि जॉब लगे.
you Yeah, you have to study. You can't be an artist. What, a magician and that also? What? Magic? ये क्या है? So
Oh, dude.
ये क्या होता है? So so yeah, so like if you're like very good in some other work, you try to do this side by side. I have friends who I told I never discourage anyone who wants to pursue this full time. You all are welcome. I am just telling you the problems that come if you pursue this, because I'm a full time, so I know the what are the problems. So
Hmm.
you should have the mental capability to handle that,
Hmm.
those
Hmm.
problems, because
Hmm.
an artist life, as I say, like the family and the what do you say, there is no stability of income in
Correct.
artist life.
Yeah.
So I have this joke: an artist life is like a stock market. This goes like this, like this, like
Yes,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true, man. So yeah, it's
So
important that you really focus on. So
yeah,
should you see yourself as a business? It's also important to look at yourself as a business just more than an artist. Is it important?
yeah, it's very important. So there are like I have this problem, like I'm not full time with uh, any like some artists. They are full time with they sign a contract with one company, or they're full time with one company. My
Hmm.
problem is I can't do that. I am a kind of a freelancer. I like to work with everyone, whatever comes. So
All right.
so you, yeah, of course, like when you are an artist, or you are a self-employed person, be it in any profession, you are a business. If you're a self-employed
Yeah.
person, you are a business. Yeah. So I will like to beginners, like they should, if they have options, they are good in something, they should continue with that also and this also.
Hmm.
And like if you have lot of effects, don't keep on buying effects. That's
Do
what
those
we do.
effects. Do it.
that, that's what we do. So there are a lot of things like what a beginner can, because when I was a beginner, there are a lot of things, magic voice, life voice,
Hmm.
relationship voice. There is a lot to learn for a beginner. So if you want to specify anything, you can ask me a specific question, then I will answer.
Interesting. Interesting. So, yeah, because when you talk about effects, I realize that big time because now when I'm learning new things, and there are so many that you're learning. So, like last show, when I was making my list to do list, like the performance list for the evening, because we were doing specifically for a group, and I was like, I know so many, but I can choose about 10 to 15 and really powerful ones. So I realized that we also kind of create a bias for certain effects that we enjoy, that we feel would be really powerful for the other side, and it is good to know effects. However, it is important to do effects rather than just keeping on creating a library for yourself and doing nothing at the end of the day. Do you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, but like if somebody has a library, of course he's not doing all the effects from the book. So it's a
Hmm.
part of learning. So So like when you're doing this stuff, it should not be just like analysis paralysis. Some people like
Hmm.
they are just doing the research, and like they will not go and do the act. So that
Hmm.
then it's a problem. But then
Yeah.
also it depends on the person, whether he's a performer, whether he's a hobbyist, whether he's a collector, whether he's a person who just want to perform for his friends. So it depends on the person like if he's a professional, then it's a problem. If he's only buying and he's not performing.
या खाली पैसा खत्म होता जाएगा, कुछ होने वाला है नहीं. बस पैसे
Yeah.
जा रहे हैं, बस बैंक अकाउंट बस नेगेटिव में जा रहा है, कोई पैसे दे नहीं रहा परफॉर्म करने के.
Right.
Awesome, man. That's great. Before we conclude, so I would want you to tell people about what do you do and how can they connect with you. What are the platforms they can really associate with you or know more about you?
Yeah. So like I'm a full-time professional magician, so I have my profile website, and then I am also a magic like a company. I run a magic shop,
All
so
right.
a digital magic shop. So that is there for magicians who are interested, like a beginner or intermediate or even advanced. I like teach some students also, like magic students who want to learn magic, both who are intermediate and even advanced, who want to like take some, because an advanced guy, he knows most of the stuff. He just
Yeah.
wants to tweak something. He wants to just show an act and see if like I can find what are the faults in the act. Because even like when I do an act and another person can look what is the fault in my act, I cannot look what is my
Yeah.
own.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it, it's like what we say in English, there is a word for it. It's like
Like a
there is
self
a
bias
blindness
thing.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Self
self.
bias.
Yeah, yeah. Some people can be self-biased, but there is also like you cannot go out of yourself and watch you
Yeah,
performing
that's very
yourself.
difficult.
Only
Yeah, that's very
yeah,
difficult.
and
Yeah.
you can see it in the camera like after record, but like most of the people will not like to see themselves performing again and again and finding their own faults. So it's always better to have someone who can critique you, who and that is also important, that you know he's the right person. That is very important. You should always know who from whom to take advice, who is the right person, whether he wants good of you or he's just a random person. So you should
Got it.
this is important. When you take advice from someone, you should know who is that person.
Awesome, man. I'm really glad that we had this nice chat, and I thank you for your time. We learned a lot today, and analysis paralysis has been my learning, like my major learning from this talk. I really thank you for giving us this opportunity to about knowing your experiences, and when we perform in future, we'll try and ensure that we are better and learn from your lessons. Would you like to
So
show
I
something
will
before you move?
yeah, but I would also like to suggest two books that people who are young, like they can read it and it will be helpful for them. So one book I will give from Life Wise and one book from Magic Wise. So one book from Life Voice is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
All
So
right.
that is a must read. And then and of course, if you can read like spiritual text like Bhagavad Gita, even like if you can, I'm not a very like person who will say like, no, do this, but like spiritual text, you can learn things from all the text. So I try to, there are a lot of bad things also there. So you just try to take the good things from that.
Got it. Yeah,
Okay.
that's an awesome thought. Yeah, that's what's the second book like? So one is Think and Grow Rich, and the second one, what would you refer from Magic point of view?
Yeah, so from magic point of view, I will go for, of course, everybody will say Tarbell. Everybody will
I was
say
actually
Tarbell,
thinking about
but
it like he's gonna say
yeah,
that.
yeah, but let's see this a good book, which is because I'm not coming like, this is the thing, like if a person asks me, I'm just thinking and now I'm telling. So what is a good book that I can recommend?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there is one book called Amateur's Handbook for Magicians. Amateur's Handbook for Magician. Just try
Mm-hmm.
to get it, and it's good because it's not about cards only. It's
Okay.
it's involves a lot of other stuff. So I think that is good. So that is good
Interesting.
for beginners. Yeah,
Cool, man. That's
and
really
a
interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go
lot of
ahead. Yeah.
people, lot of people will say also. Mark Wilson Course of Magic, which is good for beginners. So if you can find that, that is also good. Mark Wilson Course of Magic. Yeah.
Course of Magic. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So we would like to see a trick final. That's gotta be whatever your favorite is, or whatever you'd like to show us today. We'd be really happy
Yeah.
to see your work.
Yeah. Normally, like I like to perform live. That's like in a person where the person is there. But
All right.
this I'm doing okay with this. I can do
All
it.
right. Superb.
So, so here I have a note. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So like I will do a gag, but now it's okay. I will not do it. So because it was not planned, but we can
Yeah,
edit
like
it
just for
and we
fun, man. Like, yeah, let's go for it. Like,
can edit it and we can do it. So
we'll
what
chop
I
it.
would
Okay.
like to
Or else,
do,
how
yeah,
about we'll share a link of one of your acts on the video. That's completely fine because
no, so I will just continue the act. So maybe if you can edit, it's fine. If you don't, then also it's fine. Okay.
yeah, we're
So
gonna
I
keep it
want
raw.
to.
Hey, gadbad to gadbad. Like the real life. So, yeah, would you
Okay.
like to
So
do the act? Whatever you're comfortable with, man.
yeah. So Amrita, I want you to take from your wallet. Do you have money like beside your?
Hey, bro, बहुत गरीब. ये नंबर नहीं, मेरे पास कुछ नहीं है आजू बाजू. Don't have paisa around. No cash around.
Okay, just imagine you have a 200 rupee note and try to give me from behind the camera. Yeah. Just put your hand. Yeah. 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 Just
Yeah,
put it.
done.
Yeah. And open your eyes and I have it.
Oh, this is damn cool.
Okay. So, so let's see. Like, of course, I can make this a 1,000 rupee note, but now 1,000 doesn't work, so I cannot make it. So, so what was this? So nowadays, like in lockdown, I've been doing this a lot. Like I'm working on my body. As you can see, I'm very slim and fit.
Yeah,
I like to do.
totally.
I like to do yoga.
Okay.
Do you do too? Do you do too? Because you are
Yes,
also
yes,
very
in my
slim and fit.
mind, full.
Okay. So pause this. I will just roll off my sleeve
All right.
because people think magicians always have elephants inside their sleeve, but no, I don't have any elephants. Okay. So what's this? Yeah. So I want you to just open your eyes, but
Okay.
it's like meditation, okay?
All right.
Because if you close your eyes, you will not see the magic. That's the problem.
Yeah. True.
So open your eyes and do it, okay? So
Okay.
pause this. I try to, is this angle I think is fine because this is a dead on angle. I try to do
Yeah.
it. Let's see. So was this, yeah?
Mhm.
And I will try to charge it with static electricity. Yeah, some static electricity. Maybe my coat will work and my hair will work. I have such a beautiful hair, you see.
Yeah, classy.
Okay, watch. When I say 1, 2, 3, when I say 1, 2, 3, you take a breath inside. But when I say 1, 2, 3, you hold your breath. Okay.
Okay.
So take your breath 1, 2, 3, and hold your breath just like this, and the time is suspended actually. That you can let
Dude,
go, let go of your breath.
ये कैसा है? My God, that is amazing, man. That's really good. Wow.
Yeah, and now
That's a
you can.
learning. That's a learning. You said, you know what, I'm gonna still do it. So what if we get like कोई दिक्कत नहीं हम फिर से करेंगे. That's amazing, man. That looked really nice. Wow.
Okay. And that's for you. Okay. Yeah, keep it.
Yeah. ये ऐसा होता है. Awesome. Thank you so much, Ashish. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much for adding value to Let's Talk Magic. We we are really happy to have you here, and we look forward to sharing this awesome interview with everybody. And I hope you got. I hope everyone is fine at home, and I hope you have a nice time ahead. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we are going to do a reverse with you. Okay.
All right. No, no. You tell me मेरा note इधर ही गिरेगा ऐसा गप करके.
No, I mean the interview. We are doing going
All
to
right.
do
Yeah,
a
we'll do
reverse.
it. Okay, you go ahead and do that. Once I'm tayyar, I'm gonna send you a mail.
Okay. Okay. See you then.
Looking
Yeah.
forward. Thank you
And
so much, brother.
I would like to thank everyone who is going to see this. I would like to thank everyone, and any of you guys who wants any help, or you want any help, just let me know. I will give him my contact, and you can contact me. Okay. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you very.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Ashish.
you,
Thank
Amit.
you.
Thank you
Thank you
once
so much.
again.
So we will have all the details, contact details of Ashish in the description of the video. And we thank each one of you for watching this video, watching this interview. I hope that we have had some value add, and we hope that you have learned something from this interview of someone who has been almost a decade into the profession. And thank you so much, guys. You have a nice time. Take care. Cheers. Bye-bye, Ashish. You take care, man. Cheers. Bye.